Don't get their
BBL new roster versus Koi, my friends. This game is going to be legendary, but unfortunately, I won't be able to react to this one. Okay, I was working on another game.
Quite as long as
got
before,
way
so
too
it will be
crazy,
quickly back into the
and
action.
I'll be back
Aggressive
for the next
positioning
series
already
between
being
GX
held. In fact,
versus Navi.
not so
Hope
much
you
held,
understand
taken.
and enjoy the game.
They're pushing right up for it, and Filu ready to catch that bait as it comes on in and follow up for another. This gets tough now for BBL. Everybody trapped on the backside. Star Coin might not expect them all to be here, but now they've got that info to play with. Levin down on 14, and the last man standing for BBL. He won't be standing for long by the looks of things. The defuse tapped and the shot dart in to finish him off.
Into this round, they're going for the buy. They've got Levin on a rifle, but their opponents have also invested a lot here.
Nice stuff. Sulcus finishing off that kill, just 10 HP needed. Next to the outlaw in play, BBL. They forced up, as you said, there's a decent amount of investment. There's a rifle on Levin, but one player down, and it being Astra as well, it makes it much more difficult. Yumpy tries to sneak his way through the water to grab himself a pick, but instead he goes down. Low HP on Shados is one thing, but they need picks, and that rifle still really missing the opportunity to get its teeth into this play, and it looks like they're going to revert back to I guess towards a late 8 play. Spike is in the hands of Magnum though, so luckily
I was going to say, like, yeah, Magnum needs to be a little careful not to overcook this one, give them the spike, but they are now in a problematic territory, a position where they invested, they took a bit of a risk, and need to try and find something from this. Now, what I will mention is this A site
30 seconds left.
Is under-defended. Only Solcas here, but I assume the only attempt coming out from him will be to try and use those salvos to slow down any sort of plant.
Even still, from the position he's in, with that flash connecting as well, they might have crunched in. Luckily, they have it in Magnum, although he'll take a couple hits for his trouble. Gets the spike down. A 3 versus 5. A big investment from BBL. They've given themselves opportunities, but it was tough to connect anything so far. Magnum's flank up. It hasn't quite... Oh, it has been spotted. In fact, Rubinho got around the corner in time. A decent fight on the site. It's given Levin a chance. Again, though, a sliver of HP, and just that one shot needed.
Vice wall in position. If they are going to go through it together, they need to get that timing right. And Flyer's already just waiting for it to be tripped, but doesn't win the battle. An important opener for Levin. Now they can get themselves into a post plant.
Yeah, much needed indeed. BBL have to dodge that Hunter's Fury. It's coming in hot, and it's landing. Sociable down, and Solcus with a massive punish. Now again, they have to pick up the pieces. The spike down at least. Time, not necessarily on their side. There's still quite a bit for Movistar Koi to work with, and they're not in a hurry. Spotting Magnum from the top rope. Shados might have sealed the fate of another round. Great shock dart, and the push around not gonna work out for Profect this time. A big round from Shados. He's really coming alive at the start of this map.
Towards that B site once again, where only Flyer is waiting for them. That one though comes for free.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a risky play from Magnum. You expect maybe someone to be swinging with him, but the timing's slightly off. He ends up going down for free. Movistar Koi content then, certainly to play that retake, which they might have been forced into anyways. But at this point, they'll be keen to deploy exactly what you're highlighting, Tom. In fact, Filu's way ahead of you, already going in with the Dimensional Drift, and Soulcast hoping that he can find himself a target. They've seen one up close. Levin won't be getting away with that. And of course, it's Shados to connect again.
Yeah, and now there's nowhere really to go. Almost caught out by the salvos, having to play that deep post plant. BBL did realize that this double ult combination was there in potential, but playing this deep with only 2 players remaining, that was a superb retake coming out of the side of Koi, and they can clear that space without needing to utilize that ultimate. Flyer also lost his on the other side, and one thing I want to note, last time out when we watched Sociable, he was fantastic when it came to that attack side operator. First time we've had that in play. I think for the defense now, okay, you got some extra credits, but the amount of time that's been bought by the Steel Garden, it seems like this one's done, but they are still challenging for this.
Still pushing forward. BBL happy to greet this party as they find themselves a 3v1 time well and truly ticking away, and Shados swinging into heavy traffic.
Looking like the A site is where they will challenge. We've said this before, Soulcast's goal is just to delay. slow them down as much as possible, but the re-swing doesn't find much. A Hunter's Fury, they've been investing orbs, and also Shados has been eliminating everybody, but this time it doesn't do the damage they were hoping for. An incredibly open plant as well, allowing for positioning towards Art, which is where the majority of this squad will lie, potentially to try and avoid that Steel Garden. It is a big area, though.
Yeah, it's going to cover a lot of ground. Oh, the shot from Sociable doesn't land, and ult comes into play. Fires off one with great success. Shados down, and they're turning tail. They're running the other way, but Yumpy's got him boxed in. He's going to make this beyond costly for Movistar Koi. And on your way back into the series, after being decimated to start this out, this is exactly what you want to see if you're a BBL fan. His back and his front wide open for a push. Or maybe it even benefits him. Still being in this position, Salvo's buying him away back. The smoke, he's now on backside, 20 seconds left. They're gonna have a lot to contend with. They're forced forward into Filu's hands. One found as Solkis backs him up at the trades. They're still going back and forth. The spike on the ground with 12 seconds left. BBL need to pick up the pace here. Yumpy wants a safe spot to plant from. Sociable needs to hit this shot, but his arsenal, the arsenal of BBL taken away. The shorty good for one. Sociable escaped just about. And the ult comes down, a shot needed here, and it's clean! The conversion to the pistol, the headhunter not finding its mark, but the op comes back to finish it off. A Red Bull clutch for Sociable, and a 5th round for BBL.
He just pulls out the spiciest rounds on this map. I feel like he's so comfortable.
As well.
Like, you look at that moment, that is Yumpy within the site, planting, just sticking it, just taking the risk, immediately removes one with the shorty. But it's that split-second decision to teleport out. Because in your mind, there's always going to be the moment where you go, okay, well, if my teammate falls here while planting, that's round over. I'm already screwed. So he...
1 round to go in the half. Movistar Koi, they've bought what they can, and a Guardian seems to be enough. Sociable, he's had so many high-impact rounds, but they got sick of him on B. Pushed up, took him out, and now we see what the rest of the squad can do without that huge operator play. 11, good for one, but Filu's matching a 3-piece. And Levin's only got 2, but the plant, well, that might give them a chance with Levin creeping up inside the smokes. He wants to take the fight to them. And he has matched the performance on the other side, gotten his ult as a result, but Movistar Koi also have the info. Can they deal with Levin? No flashes to work with, but just baits for his teammate. Wonderful stuff, leaving Grabinho alone.
This is not the gun you want in this moment. And there you go, a rifle found at least. Can at least smoke things off and try and just stick this under their noses. He's going for it. Halfway done, tries to bait the remaining players in, but has already left the smoke. First shot lands. A little bit of extra damage, all he needs, but it will be the shorty of Levin to close things out. They're all going to step over it at once. Good timing from the side of Movistar Koi, but it will allow for the rotation to come back in. An aggressive potential spot from Levin, but he will be overwhelmed. Profek now in horrible position.
They know he's here too. Just looking to push together, jumping through the smoke as 3. They will easily deal with Profek. Movistar Koi, they had a great start. 5-1 in the previous map, and looking to repeat that here with another pistol. Shock darts go through, time quite low, and the plant needed right now. No time. If that plant is stopped, then Yumpy at least has him boxed in! With a phenomenal play! A 3-piece from Yumpy! And no doubt taking his time to celebrate down on the stage before the defuse. That is phenomenal.
Do you reckon we're going to have a replay of him screaming? Do you, you know, I'm sensing it. I'm sensing that there might be a replay after the Red Bull clutch.
If he's actually calm now, I will be
yeah, he's just sitting there
so
like,
surprised.
That was a delectable clutch, lads.
Splendid play, gentlemen.
He's been listening too much to Pal.
Understandable. I do that all the time.
Yes!
Whoa, 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 whoa. Huge delay there. That's why they're stacked up on A. And Movistar Koi about to learn a lesson about the setup that's in play, about the numbers they'll run into. They take out Levin, that will spur them forward. But Tom, still 3 players here.
Filu already gone, the stuns are nice, but even still Sociable could play ahead of them and escape without too many issues. The gap wasn't seen though, and actually they managed to trade this back. Make it look doable for Grabinho. Someone who's always been solid in these sort of scenarios, has found the space, but still doesn't know where Yumpy's coming from. Had a decent idea, but the timing couldn't be any worse. And you put this man in the clutch situations, he'll take them home for you, it seems. I assume the orb is going to be taken eventually from Flyer to get the Steel Garden online. We know how impactful Armageddon can be, and hey, if Profek wants to spam a smoke with Vandal bullets, it's not going to get much easier for them.
Okay, ult goes in, but no real ground take.
They only just
In response from BBL, they just sit back, waiting for that ult to come into completion so they can take down Filu. And that's the rifle for Movistar Koi. There's one to be retrieved, and it will be picked up by Solkas. Post-planned ultimates, Shados and Solkas can do a lot, but Magnum's coming in, and he's managed to find Solkas, somehow leaving Grabinho alive, but not for long.
He's got Stinger.
Flyer's got it all to do, on range, Stinger to Spectre, he's playing gun game. His opponents got there first. They stack B, we should go A. I think that's what they're going for here. Whether the result is going to be found or not, well, that is still to be seen as Magnum finds a double, and he's left down to a shorty. But if they try to pounce on him from here, Levin will be more than capable of providing that bit of support. They're sent out by the salvos. The gate crash used to keep him alive. But Movistar Koi, they get the sight for that ult, but they lose so much in this 3v5. Their flank is open and being pushed on. They need space, and they try to fight for it, but Magnum stands in their way. A bastion of defense for this squad, and an ace under his belt to lock in the 13-6. They started 5-1 down as Yumpy beckons the fans to make some noise. We will go off to a break and find out if Movistar Koi can bounce back on their own map pick.
I do just think that on the day it went horrifically, they've decided to scrap it and go back to a much more aggressive, fast-paced sort of comp. Already, though, the initial fight will go the way of BBL, and we'll continue in that direction. Levin up top. The Turkish jet in the server is enough for me to be convinced, but we'll see how this one goes. It's a firefight into middle. And Shados, well, I don't think he's starting this one off 12-0. Of course, the old classic is the jet. Something that we'll be missing here. I've enjoyed seeing the Tejo more, though. The ability to clear those Aggers, but well, Yumpy just farming things up on the KO. He can get you the information, but with those new look flashes, can even set himself up a little bit more. I think that's something we're excited to see going forward. Of course, Cracks will be the man to watch tomorrow. You buff the KO. Yes, of course, as Baki says, but for now, yeah, I think real potential for people to have more star performances on that agent, but I don't think Yumpy ever needed the agent to be good for him to be good.
No, it's not exact to work with. Profek and Sociable, the ones bringing those through. Sociable had a phenomenal map, but we'll often look to him as the operator player to land those duels. That's a Spectre!
That was a Spectre caught off guard. Maybe I was right, Zerent.
Whoa, at this stage, Tom, are you giving good odds? I might put something down. This is, that's tough. 2-0. Is the scoreline, and it may get even better for BBL. Flyer, well, he's going to make sure that's not too likely. Second flank coming up, though. It's Levin on his way. Outlaw in hand. Profek picks another. And the upgrade for Levin wasn't heard. They ran to plant the spike, so no idea that there's a man sneaking up. They go to clear it, but they're not clearing this avenue where he's already up close and ready to fight. 17 HP, but he's done enough. Well, he's done more now, taking Solkas down, and Magnum Spectre is doing work.
They are just going to keep going. We saw in the last map. They're already rolling.
I mean, the caveat to that is against KC, like we said, 3 out of 4 rounds. BBL ended up on 3 rounds total. But they had the Clove, they had a weird comp. Now it's looking a bit better. And Movistar Koi are, yeah, they're not KC. Profek shredding them around yellow, just dancing about. He'll eventually fall, and that puts us into a 3 versus 3. A good chance for Movistar Koi to make up for a fumble in round 3. And it looks like, yeah, but look, that's the rifle on Filu. The rest of them still have pistols. This fight, a little closer, a little more even than it might look like.
Still plenty of time to play with.
Great nano.
Solid nano to clear position, stun to try and bait Flyer into letting go of the plant, but he will stick it through. One away from having the Hunter's Fury, one away from having that kill contract. Ultimate's incredibly close, and the turret looking to try and take contact from them here. Diving into space will be Levin. And now Sociable is all that stands in their way. They still got to be careful, though. We know what this guy could do in clutch situations. A sniper, normally his weapon of choice, but just got to look to try and bait them into the plant at this stage. It looks like the deal is already done, not knowing where there's remaining players are going to be standing from. A nice shot onto Flyer, but surely at this stage, the time is way too far gone. And while Shados, they may not add a kill to the tally, it will win a round. Towards B. Drone being sent through will clear out yellow. It's only this passive spot from Profek, but not a man whose crosshair I'd want to walk into, just looking for some taps through. He got caught for this in the last map, but, well, Filu's the one to bite the brand of the... That's two! That's two just on spams!
Oh, and now he's got one that they're in the open. Profek putting up the numbers,
So
leaving Flyer and Shados all alone. The spike at least planted. The alarm bot covering their back, spotted by Levin. He'll try to creep his way past it. He's gotten through, but they heard him.
Okay.
And Fly is in there for his third kill of the round. The spike still ticking. What looked to be a lost cause has been pulled back into Movistar Koi's favor. Flyer with a huge round. And what a time to step up right when they needed him.
I was going to say at the beginning of the map, putting him on the Sova was one of his better performances. Like, individually, I think he's definitely been struggling. I think you can tell there's a lot of micromanagement within this team, a lot of moments where he almost needs to not focus on his own individual ability. But in that game versus KC, went 21 and 16. It was a top fragger on his side. Well, if he can have rounds like this more often,
holy shit.
maybe they got some hope in this. I think that this looked dead to rights, but maybe some slight overextensions from the BBL squad. They're feeling pretty confident right now.
Yeah, you can't blame Profek for it. He already picked up 3. Why not keep on going? But, well, the ball stopped rolling pretty quickly. Look at this aggressive position taken by Levin. Catching Shados off guard, getting out of here will be tough, but he's got the cover. In fact, no, he doesn't back off. He sticks around despite losing players in any vision over belt. Solkas takes it for free. And a 3 versus 3 ults online for Movistar Koi as well. If they can get the plant down, they've got Flyer and Solkas to deny. This will be a very difficult round for BBL to recover if they're in a post plant.
Yeah, this is one of the most powerful post-plant combos you can have. Yumpy being alive would have been nice. As he has the ideal denial, but I like this from Movistar Koi. Just pausing for the moment. Still 2 players here. Profek in a very aggressive position. I don't know if he'll be expected. And he's just so clean with it. The tabs coming off the back of this Vandal. Well, yeah, you'd think maybe he's not just Polish, he's half Turkish, because that has been utter filth. He's been learning from the best, it seems. And now the rest of the squad are just sitting passively, looking to try and fight this together. Well, it's not quite...
Very much with BBL.
Yeah, this round, you can't really have too much blame to be placed over on Movistar Core. They had nothing to play with, but this guy seems to be having a field day. Can they now build off the back of that? And by the looks of things, there may still be further pressure put forward. Now, this is a spot Levin's already played, Mitch.
He has. Grabinho only getting his weapon out now. I was worried he was coming around that corner with a knife.
He's in the drone.
Up goes the drone, and an opportunity Levin will not let slip. Taking down Flyer, but he loses his life in the process from Movistar Koi.
Hunter's Fury gone.
This could be ideal. Yes, Hunter's Fury gone, but with Filu having the ult online, if they can pick one player out, the advantage is theirs to play around. Yumpy, the man with the operator, and he's pulled into the ult. The classic needed to break shield, and he's not gonna find the kill. Filu, wonderful ultimate used, and Movistar Koi with the advantage as a result.
Careful. We've seen Profek popping off. Sociable down, and eventually on the edge of that Viper screen. Shados should have put this one to bed. We've already had a huge round or 2 from Magnum in the last map, but this would likely be the best of them. And with their economy low, yeah, I was going to say, is it worth just holding onto the gun? Not just looking to hold down the B site. They're looking to take further ground.
They've pushed all the way up, and with weaker weapons, you expect this kind of a risk. Sociable picking off Flyer, and I don't think he's going to take that drone out for the rest of the half. Only 1 round left. Lockdown comes into play. BBL send. Movistar Koi scrambling backwards, and the Blade Storm eagerly awaiting them. A double pickup And then Sociable swings in to finish the job. The double flank on mid. Even if Shados goes down, expecting Grabinho to be there is unlikely, and he's covering his back the whole time, so they've got extra security. But BBL have retaken this all through spawn. They're here as 5. Sending one out, Magnum, to look for that lurk through middle. They know that it's a possibility, if not a probability, and Magnum's got his timing. But he's not landed the shots to fight towards the alleyway. Good to start with. Profek doubling up on his duels. And a little more needed, but Sulcus the only one standing in their way. He's got the first, the second even! And Grabinho with the from the grave snakebite has landed a kill.
Real sharky water. In fact, with the rest of the team going back in the other direction, there's no way anybody expect anyone to be here. So many gaps to be found, but Flyer at least managing to find that trade.
Wasn't in his drone this time. Ready to take the fight. The creep up coming through from Sociable could find huge value. He's jumped up, it's a perfect angle. Nobody's spotting him. Sociable with a free play, at least onto one, and damage done to Sulcus. Making it a little easier for the rest of the squad to follow up. In fact, the turret almost found one, but 11, they got in there in time. I think, yeah, we're definitely at that point. It's time to show up for Movistar Koi, or this one could quickly slip away. Grabinho falling, like you said, Tom. That is the site open for the taking, but Shados steps in to try to put up a fight, to stop them and slow them on the push, but instead he has fallen and left Movistar Koi maybe in a save already, with upgrades for BBL, post-plant, and barely any utility used, at least from the perspective of Movistar Koi. They'd be running into a ton of delay. Salvo post-plant, Snakebite for Profek, and the Blade Storm still for Levin, with a massive man disadvantage. They've got to fight for the next. Double digits for BBL, and they pretty much locked that in the first 10 seconds.
Yeah, the thing is, there's a few spots on this map that if I see a Blade Storm coming into a round, I'm thinking, there's a good chance that guy dives there. One of them is the mid-tube, but I guess it just never crossed the mind of Grabinho. And for him to be the solo B-site defender is a real terrifying prospect. And already, you can understand for the side of BBL, if they try and just hump for these, the last man having a Spectre, and you know what? Looking at the sniper of Profek, a chance to rain damage down. Shields are minimal. Only Grabinho has the option here, but the cleanup is fantastic. Yumpy's done well, though. He needs to try and eliminate all 3 remaining players. An ace necessary. Shados peeks ahead of things, and whoa, there was a moment where I believe, but there's nobody there. And now the ace site severely vulnerable. There might be an attempt to try and catch the player before they can actually plant. That's risky. Just the jump up, but they're going to try and isolate Sociable, but that's easier said than done. Flyer literally flying through the air to try and get rid of him, and they're all looking to just fight Sociable right now. Almost the entirety of the squad are battling one guy. The rest of the team have taken the site, but that's a big kill to find. Being able to remove one, now gets into a 1v1 battle versus Magnum. This time has a rifle to hand, but won't be able to hold on to things. Clearing this back angle onto Profek and leaving just Yumpy remaining.
Fuse has already started. The wall is going to give perfect cover. It's almost fully diffused, and indeed, before Yumpy can swing, it's already in Movistar Koi's hands, luckily.
With low purchases, seems like the ults have made all the difference. Magnum, it's looking the other way, and nobody else currently holding the angle. Bit of an early slip up, and V-Loop under pressure, going to take a lot of damage. Giving Levin that extra space, stun thrown through the spam on either side, not quite finishing the job, but in fact, this Profek on the pistol. Flyer that goes running in, just looks to try a brawl with the pistols. It seemed like a mistake, and well, it was.
You do that against rifles, it's a risk. You do it against pistols, and it is definitively, at Profek, even worse. A big mistake. BBL now. They've got the site, but they're looking for the duels. They want the fights. Armageddon put into play, but a gap for Shados, and he's fighting within it. A 3-piece pickup, and the round as a result. Massive play from Shados. And just a mistake from BBL, despite putting the ult down, they don't clear that corner.
It's a very messy round through and through. Like, it was one that you start off where the result is what you expected, but the manner in which we got there was just absurd. Like, he's very aggressive plays forward, but this from Shados, we talked about the vintage level of this man, but again, like, you look at the squad from BBL and it is all individual. You give this man 1v1 fight. Alongside Salvos, we've already witnessed the front side of sight, but the goal here was just to deny the orbs. He actually gets sociable behind, but then Levin, he's been so good on this jet entry. Whoa, almost unstoppable. The headshot onto Zolcas, one of the easiest kill Yuppie's ever gonna find. When you put that jet in the hands of a Turkish duelist, you know roughly what you're gonna get. Almost a gap given, a lot of damage connected. Levin's still in an aggressive spot though, and just not missing a beat on the jet. 22-10 right now. This has been his series.
He dashes, gets his dash on with 2 quick kills, and goes again. That was beautiful to witness that entry. Grabinho. 1v3 after picking off Levin. In that same aggressive position we've seen before. 1 HP on Magnum, like you say. Snakebite already sent in, but Magnum up top, he's coming into A, ready for this fight. The Viper wall is going to come up a little late as they've already crossed in. Levin in position, ready and waiting. Deep Viper's pit in play. Levin has to hold that angle, and he'll only get the one. The pit won't stop them if they push around the backside, and that's a big problem. With only one player making his way through, it's Grabinho that could definitely be in trouble, but the ult used, it actually catches the player closer. The Profex still good to sit inside the pit, stabbed in the back by Grabinho. Nano goes into play, and they're both low. The Viper's pit draining their HP, and Sociable putting it to 0. Darkoi, another 2-0 defeat. This puts them to the position where they almost definitely can't take it across the line. And Levin's dash in decimates Grabinho. Shados goes down in the dirt as well, and Levin ain't
This
done
kid,
yet.
man, is the future goat, man. Holy shit.
Finally puts him to bed, but Levin's gotten BBL a 4v3.
Like watching like a
I think I saw on X today, man. He has the highest ACS from all VCTs, dude.
I'm not gonna stop fighting you until
He's playing Jet, bro. They say Jet is shit. Jet is the best.
Ultimates all gone, dissipated. Nice work from Filu, will at least make it competitive. In fact, he finds a double. But Yumpy's lurking through the backlines. Magnum looking to play up close, needs to deny this defusal. Filu with another, and actually, it's too far away from Yumpy. He could just defuse in front of his nose. Nothing that
We go again.
Filu with a life-saving round, but again, they survive with 0 players. Psych Simulator, the icebox of old. As they look to fight this again, and Wildflyer stuck in no man's land, but Filu has dealt with Levin and gets his ult online.
Yeah, the ult though, whether it's going to be used or not, they're already close. He's got to clear them out first. Damn good try of it so far. Down goes the shield. 3 versus 3. For Movistar Koi, all players on site. They don't know if they've gone back at this point. Soon they'll find out that Sociable is up top, looking for a battle and finding it. Filu with another though. He is dragging this team across the line, kicking and screaming, but he'll finally fall. Loosening his grip on the map as 12-9 could turn into 13.
GG! Yumpy's on fire. This is Prime Yumpy, by the way.
2-0. A recovery on the last week and what could be the final dagger in Movistar Koi's back.
And bro, Koi is putting me free to see who is worse. Not gonna lie.
Out game on game, and they need perfection.
The game of the century, bro. Furia versus Koi.
Like
I think Koi wins, bro. Look, you have to get stoned for that. G2 Esports versus Energy. This game is going to be legendary, my friends. One of the best things in the world, if not the best, versus one of the best rosters in the world, man. Looking to prove what they can do. These guys are good, man. I still have high hopes for Energy here.
Really slow when they're on the attack side of this map, but they like to finesse in
Valiant was saying, man, that this is going to be easy
into A, but
because
really well
they have the best players in the world right now, man.
Really looks where they're fighting a piece of the map.
What was this like? Okay.
TP back and going for this mid-round re-aggression. It makes a slow style a little tough as Energy go for their own reclear on
triple cast with Brain, Sideshow, and Mimi. That's nice today. So on different stage as well, you guys are gonna see. face to face.
The door right before he teleported out.
It's a downgrade, man, but it's nice. It's nice. I like it.
And now
Different vibes, sure.
It does look like we're going to end C.
Valen with the paranoia ready to go here.
Yeah, Helvet has naded his back, that's why he's going to have to shift the position and move off to the side already.
Going to go on the side.
It's a fault line back through main as well. It's slowed NRG down to a crawl for now. G2 are perfectly happy to try and play the retake into this.
Very slow, very
refight. Oh wait, this could be explosive right now. They want to
No
try
flash,
and
no
fight
nothing?
this one straight into the maw. G2.
Oh my god.
Man, he like stacked him up and knocked him down again. And already revealed close quarters into the pillar. That's going to be Finesse, not long for this. Whoa!
Jogimo on fire already, bro.
The ultimate jump round to
Jogimo
start this
on
game.
his last game
When you're
against
talking about
MIBR against
changing of the
Aspas.
guard, Jogimo
He done
is
the
that
best
player.
performance I ever saw in my life, man. One of the best performances in history. Against the GOAT, man. And I think Jogimo himself wants to be the GOAT, bro. Jogimo already has the dimensional drift, my friends.
A bit of calm re-exploration. They're going to contact
What a start, man.
well. Might be able to catch cheeky pick off onto Finesse, who is still holding it down.
Josh, if Finesse is the better frag in IGL, here's his chance to show it.
A Jog is not going to clear this.
Ah, yeah, bro. This was a free kill, bro. This is a free kill.
Just cleans him all the way up, and here's that ult that's been built up prior. Quick exchange of the weapons, and now we're going to see it. Dimensional drift. See what info we can get on top of all of it. It's going to be that fault line. You can see it, Jonah.
It wasn't even a headshot from Jogimo, dude.
He's looking for the right target. Popped it in through the back of the site, vulnerable. Up, stunned up. Not a chance in hell for Ethan. The rest of his team, NRG, have got to...
Man, Energy, you cannot lose this round, bro. You cannot lose this round.
Look to try and push this one back fully for the bonus round of G2.
So,
looking for value.
you gotta carry this team, bro. You know that.
It leaves it just as Som in a 1v2, tucked to the corner. A lot of damage done to Leaf. Really a shred to survive, and he has isolated it into the 1v1, but does he expect the reposition up to the side?
He thought they were going to play together, man. Normally they do, but Jonah B.
It's an awkward spot there for Som.
Man.
He's been great for them this year.
He has been great, bro. Low-key, he has been great, but the rest of the team, not there, man. Not there.
I like that you highlighted Finesse when he was tucked in that corner, because I think if he kills Jogimo there...
One kill, bro. One kill.
It is
it's all that he needs. Yeah.
Because it feels like Jog didn't
This is a kill you gotta get, bro. There is nothing for you to do in the round but get that fucking kill.
The kill, and so the Yoru ult can come through that he generated in the prior round. And look at the way as well, on anti-ecos, how G2 stack over towards B more than they would.
And if I harsh on FNS, man, it's because I love him, okay?
But they're making sure that if NRG...
I like him a lot, bro, okay?
B on an eco
because
round,
I'm insane agile, man.
The personnel ready to defend.
I like the personality as well. Even though I'm Brazilian, bro, there is a rivalry. You know, like, but I like FNS, man. Huge respect for him. Watching UCS too.
At least carve out a bit of...
Used to be a fan of the CLG thing. Hayes, Tarek.
Be the name of the game.
Jonah Trent.
I gotta criticize the guy, man. If he whiffs, I'm gonna say it.
Making their way forwards here. Finesse really needs to be the playmaker. The dagger in the back, and he hears it. Multitudes of players.
This one I forgive. This one I forgive. He thought he got it. He was thinking about the second player already.
Ethan isolating it. Brings us to that 1v1. Ult earned on top of it. Completely avoided, but with the shots fired off.
Oh, but Ethan's a fucking match. Ethan was on that CLG thing too, man. Let's call Nathan.
Single digits, yet where the hell
you gotta win these rounds, Energy. You gotta win these fucking rounds. But jog him out, man.
Right at the end, and that's a heartbreak.
Everything works out for him, bro. He's in a great moment. Look at their faces right now. This is not good.
That's gross. I've got to see the replay of that. How does he even hit that shot? He's stunned up, right? Because he jumps in order to just get around the corner, taps the spike again, and somehow lands...
Bro, he was 25.
What? He was still stunned!
He doesn't see him! He's not on his screen!
Oh, that's disgusting.
And he waves at Ethan across the room.
Yeah,
I mean,
bro. This is
that's
a fucking alien, this guy.
Relatively alone. There's no pincer maneuvers happening from the B sides, but they are running this guy down. He needs to be very careful of that. Leaf. Isolated on a bit of an island.
Bro, I disabled my webcam and I don't know how I did that.
Precision is
press the wrong key, I believe.
Has been cleaned up.
Bro, I was shocked with that fucking clutch. Just imagine, just imagine.
Really good pace on that hit from NRG. As soon as they spotted an opening, they pounced.
Leaf was not allowed any moment to thrive, but what's going on there?
It's been cleaned up.
It feels like G2 have got an opening back into the round.
The best reaction no one is ever going to see. Not even me.
This one also going to be opening wide at a moment's notice, and there it is. Paranoia sweeps forwards, fully blinds it up as well.
Okay.
Mada.
Mada.
Doing anything to stem the bleed.
You got this, kid.
Anything to survive here.
Yeah, bro, they are losing all the clutch situations here, man. Against G2, man.
Where did they get this level of discipline from?
You can see, man.
Drift is going to be used for a bit of
when
information into the mid
players on the team says, bro, everything go wrong. We lost all the clutches, we lost the bonus, lost the pistol, that's why we lost the game, you know what I mean? We couldn't get things going. I get that. For Loud yesterday, man, they got everything right, man. Everything fucking right. Pistol, bonus, clutches. And they still lost. They still lost. They got the baby goat.
There's 8 seconds remaining.
Killing everyone. Triple kills, 4 kills, clutches, enter frags. Was not enough.
Another C fight though.
Yeah, they haven't actually found a way past this one. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Jorgamo! Yeah, stunned up and suppressed from the drone. There's no escaping that one. They finally found a solution to try and navigate what G2 have been doing at the beginning of every single round. Amada barely alive himself, one away from the ult. We're going to see it immediately. Steel Garden sweeping its way across the site. It's going to give it open access, at least if NRG choose to commit. In through eventually. Satchel in forwards. Mada wants to gain some ground for the rest of his team, but there's a deep flank already occurring. Leaf on the back line. Armageddon to try and push them back and away to buy a bit of extra time for these players to get in.
Okay. How the fuck didn't they check there?
It's a tidy 2-piece.
This is the round. This is the round. One more, finesse. One more.
Try and stop whatever could be occurring here. Just
okay. Yeah. This is the round anyway. Of course, bro. Of course. Yeah.
Flank here. Trying to play the percentage.
The 7-1, bro.
But what can you really do?
Every fucking day. Every fucking day. Multiple times a day.
NRG
I can never escape.
Too much more. Doubled up, high-low, trying to bait that swing out, but scram through the box. We'll finally do it. 1-4, thinking that Leaf is alone, isolated, the only one defending. See if they take this time in fast enough. Rolling Thunder through into the corner, and here it is. This is where the danger lies. They do not know the Jorgamo crouched.
The Jorgamo.
It's a 3-piece for it.
It's like a boss name, no?
Perfect setup on every single level for G2.
Oh my god.
The second you think you figure this team out, they show another wrinkle in the plan.
They have too much layers, man. This thing is too good, bro. Too good.
Not only avoids all of the util coming in, doesn't get caught by the ultimate, and not a soul from NRG.
Who map is this, actually?
And that's a sick read.
They need to fucking fix this shit. They're not playing Black Bears.
Before the barriers even drop, know that this is ending C.
I almost got baited.
And this is now...
Let's go!
2 timeouts. Threaten to pivot back towards B here.
Doors opens up. A lot of information gathered.
Guys agree or just so?
Sure that there's no possible option for a B pivot, which is exactly what NRG are trying to go for. All into blue room. Armageddon up top. This is going to be close here, pushing these players into the sight lines. Jorgamo somehow wins up that fight onto the flank here. Still, blue room needs to be accounted for with only 18 seconds left. No one's watching their backs, but in a
man, at least rounds here.
To vice grip the G2.
Is their map pick, bro? This is
still
insane.
A player advantage is somehow found here for NRG, but it's just running out of time. It's a tap from Mado. Which direction are you really going to be